Blanket ship here at Hanna Beach in Jacksonville, over by in Mayport area. See the ships? They could be coming into the St. Johns River, which is over down there. See, the waves are pretty strong. There is a rip current risk, so definitely got to treat it with respect, especially since you're not that far from an inlet. There's a little panorama. It's nice. About 89 degrees. Outside by the beach, we're a little cooler, more of a sea breeze once you got here. Some weather over there. And a little bit of sea breeze activity. And you can see the waves are quite, I'd say about 4 to 5 foot surf. It's near high tide actually. Room to lay out or set your stuff, so be careful. So I would say, like I said, it's very close to high tide at this point. More ships heading into Jacksonville by way of the St. Johns River, including a cruise ship. Down that way you have Atlantic Beach, you have that Jacksonville Beach. Or I'm sorry, Neptune Beach, then Jacksonville Beach. Atlantic, Neptune, and Jacksonville down that way. Hanna Park is known for their many biking trails. There's a lot of people that do off-road biking here. This is on the south end of the park. This is actually it breaks off. You go down here, it breaks off with hiking and biking. Some of them are both, but and on the hiking trails, the bicyclists have to make way for the hikers, but a lot of them are separated off. Here's another one that's broken off as biking only, and there's one that's hiking only there. This is going up toward the campground. The campground has about 300 campsites. Some of them are pretty private and others are kind of close together. A lot of them are fairly well shaded. There's a lot of dense vegetation. A little bit of the only problem is a lot of the sites have slope issues. It's kind of an irony. Florida, the flattest state in the union, and a lot of these campgrounds have too much slope to them. You'll see when I do the air conditioning video later that when I do the air conditioning video how I had to rig up the air conditioning, but I had no choice to be on a downward slope, because depending on where your shore power is at, where I can actually reach inside of the tent. Here's coming up on the campground entrance. Right before the gate you have the campground store, which has, you can rent mountain bikes, kayaks, little boats, have snacks, ice, firewood. Firewood's about $7 a bundle. Ice was $3 for a 10-pound bag, and has snacks, ice cream, sodas. Right behind there is a pavilion. They have events, gets a little noisy. Look at that, $7.48 for firewood. Right there is the campground entrance, where when you bring your vehicle, you must have a gate code to go in. Here's coming up on the entrance. Here's the gate. What I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do a walkthrough later. If I come back here again, I'm going to find out which tent sites. What I'll do is mark I'm staying in a tent, and the tent sites are, with taxes, are $20.35, give or take 2 cents. And there are ones which are actual tent. Actually, tent sites do have electric and water. And the RV sites have electric, water, and sewer. And what I'm going to do is probably go through the park, whichever, I have the map, whichever tent sites I absolutely do not want if I ever come back here, because they usually, you're not able to really drive around to see your site first. So I'm going to mark off, so if they ever say, well, we only have this site and it's, you know, either just on top of another site or too small for a 20 by 10 tent or too much sunlight, just, you know, decline it and go somewhere else. There's a squirrel coming up. There's about 3 host campers at least. Space about every couple of blocks. Here comes a squirrel. Yep, there are a lot of squirrels, cardinals, unfortunately raccoons also. You know how smart they can be, so you gotta be careful at night. Restrooms, there was one down there. There's some cabins down there. There are 4 people per. And yeah, here's a site I wouldn't want, right here on a corner. This is an RV site. It's a pull-through. That's about the only good thing, but look how small that is. So, and there's little dumpsters in the corner there. I guess they, you know, tow them with the John Deeres each day. Oh yeah, another thing too. Okay, if you stay in a tent, you can stay up to 14 days in a 45-day period, and after that you must leave for 45 days. RVs are 30 days. You can apply to extend to 24 weeks. There's another site. I'll probably do a video later on walking through some of the other sites, some more cabins. The 10 sites are scattered throughout. Where I'm at, there's actually a 10 or so in that area and across the RV sites. It's pretty quiet where I'm at. There you go. There's a shuffleboard courts. See, they don't get a whole lot of use nowadays. There you go. Any park that's been around longer than 30 years will have a shuffleboard court. I had another video over in Highlands Hammock down there in Sebring. They had shuffleboard courts, and I had that in a video. There's the restroom. It looked like on the map there were 3 restrooms total, and there's basically 2 toilets for each. For the ladies and the men's, a urinal and a toilet, and 3 showers. It's a little bit worse for wear. Right. Okay. This is going down toward my site. Oh, the other thing too, say, like me, sometimes I used to have it when I had that small tent, and sometimes just slept in the minivan instead. They don't allow you to sleep in vehicles on this site. It must be an RVIA sealed vehicle, RVIA approved vehicle. So if you're in like a Class B, like a conversion van, they would technically not allow you to do that, but a Class B would be fine because that's RVIA. No utility. A lot of people rig up utility trailers as travel trailers, although probably more reliable than a travel trailer, especially the ones they're making nowadays. They would not allow you to sleep in those. So it must be an RVIA approved vehicle or a tent. There's the Mini, although we got our tent. This is it's about 4:30 in the afternoon, so it gets pretty shade in the afternoon. We get a lot of sunlight probably between 11 and 2 o'clock. We get about 40% sunlight in our tent. It's a little hard to cool it. You have air conditioning, but after 2 o'clock the tent gets pretty cool. Alright, these are RV sites here. And we have tent sites on that side. And we have a little bit of space here. I don't think there are any sites, and we have our site. So it is pretty quiet. Probably on the weekends, the holiday weekend coming up, it's probably going to be pretty full. Alright, that's it for now.